So here we are in the, let me turn the volume down on the video so we don't hear that. And but here we are in West Shore, Gig Harbor, Washington. You can see it's cloudy, overcast, drizzly day. But we're here to meet with Matt Palmer from Northwest Yachtnet in Tacoma. We have a couple of boats here that we want to look at, and it's a fall day here, gloomy, misting rain, but we will take a look at a couple of boats anyway. Here you can see the steepness of the ramp that goes down to the docks. The tides here can be quite high, quite different, and so sometimes these ramps are pretty steep, and sometimes these ramps can be fairly flat. So here we are, walking down the dock, getting ready to go see a sailboat. It is, we're gonna have to wait on Matt to show up, but once he gets here, we'll get a little look at this boat. My understanding is this is a Catalina 380, and I believe it's a year 2000, and it is not as big a boat as we are planning to get eventually, but Matt thought this would be a good boat to look at, and this is it right here. Has a furling foresail and has a nice swim platform. The ladder's taken off at the moment, but has radar, twin spreader mast, has I believe it is Catalina 380. I believe I said that already too. Anyway, this is see the dinghy motor mount on the side, and it looks to be in really pretty good shape on the outside, with the Dodger and the Bimini, and the looks like the windows are in really pretty good shape for being 16 years old. Don't see any rust. Hard to tell on these, but it looks to be okay. It'd have to be inspected by somebody who knows a lot more than I do about rigging. So I see Matt is on his way down, so when he gets here we will continue with the walkthrough of Mariposa Catalina 380, year 2000. So here we are in the cockpit, and it's got a fair amount of room in it. It's got a nice folding table. Looks like you can seat four there pretty easy. Little bags there for your lines to control. All the lines are led to the cockpit, all the halyards, sheets. Pretty nice. Got a nice Raymarine chart plotter and a lot of the typical instrumentation you would find. It also has these companionway doors, which we like a lot better than the panels that you slip in and out. And you notice there's a couple of steps to get up, which means you have quite a bit of space to keep water out of the companionway. Fairly nice steps down, conserving space in the cabin, of course. It's only got one head, and that's the day head, and it's also the head off of the main sleeping quarters. And the leather in there is in great shape too. It's been very well taken care of. I like the light woodwork. I like the windows. These in here are closed in the berth in the sleeping area. Centerline, queen, limited headroom. If you woke up in a start right there, you might need some aspirin, or you might want to sleep with a crash helmet on. These two compartments open up, the one under the stairs and this one to the right, for great access. Here we're talking about the headroom in here. You have no shortage of that for somebody my height, 6 feet tall, and there is plenty of headroom. This is also, you notice the size of that support column in the center there by the table. This is a deck stepped mast, so that is where the load is just carried down to the keel, but it prevents you from having some of the issues of having a keel step mast with leakage and coming down through the deck. So that's an interesting thing. Here's some doors that the owner is going to replace those wooden companionway doors with these. So that's what he's going to be doing. It doesn't have a lot of room up here. It was pretty small. There is a sink there, you can see, but no head. There's room for probably 8 people around the table, and another couple on this side here, and the navigation station with all the AC/DC breakers and the inverter, VHF radio, and sound system. Really, this boat is in excellent shape. It's a little small for what we're looking for, but if somebody is looking for a Catalina 380, this is priced as at about $115,000. Just dropped the price from $119 down to $115. Lots of windows, lots of light, in very good condition. Nice hatches, hatch covers, and it would make somebody a really nice boat if this is the kind that they're looking for. Very well taken care of. Here we are on a 1987 Berwyn 44 center cockpit. The price on this is $119,000. This has a lot more deck space with the seating area in the aft. It's got an aft cabin, of course. Nice hatches back there, seating on the back. Transom, and very interesting, the transom folds down to a platform with steps that walk down, which is one of the concerns we have, is getting on and off the boat. It does have bench seats that go all the way to the back of the cockpit, instead of having an opening for the wheel for steering. The wheel doesn't need those cut out, so they have these extended, which is nice. Got a good Dodger, high Dodger. This one's much higher than the one on the Catalina that we didn't have any trouble getting in and out of that. We didn't have our heads or anything. Has a grill on it. It's actually very, very nice. I love the steel tube safety bars that go around the whole boat instead of having cables. It actually has tube steel guardrails all around it. Then the going down into the cockpit, or down into through the companionway. Go right down into here as soon as I get my head turned around. And the main cabin, main salon area, really doesn't look a lot larger than the Catalina. Of course, Catalina was an aft cockpit. This is a center cockpit. It's also a keel stepped mast, so the mast comes straight down through the deck, down into where the keel is. And this mast does have water running down this side of down through this side of it, so it would need to have that boot replaced or repaired to keep water from running down in there. Lots of hatches though. I mean, there was a lot of light down here. The wood is dark, and it was a very gloomy day, so it looks darker in here than it would on a sunnier day, of course. Had fairly decent access to the engine. Of course, these companionway stairs move out of the way, so you can get to it there. There's a door on each side and a door in the back in the main cabin, so for access to that. Has the galley on the port side. They have these added little decorative seahorses and porpoises or dolphins laid around. Quite a bit of storage in this galley, bigger than I was expecting, more storage than I was expecting. And there were a lot of good things about this boat. Good seating around the dining. Did not appear to have any damage around the windows from leaking water that I could see. Pretty incredible amount of storage. Taking a look from the main cabin door. Back in here, much more headroom. I mean, that is a lot of storage, a lot of space, getting in and out of the bed. You wouldn't have to wear a crash helmet in here. You need to get up. Also has a head right there, shower and a head for the off the main cabin. Portholes, hatches, quite a bit. They were looking at a door. It had a clasp on the forward side, but it swung open from the stern side. So it was kind of interesting and trying to figure out why it was like that, but and then they never could figure it out. But it's nice to have this head and shower right there off the main cabin. Excellent idea. I couldn't figure out how to open this hatch. I looked at it and was looking for a release catch or lock. I couldn't find it. But anyway, there's access to the rear of the engine there. But overall, this cabin was much roomier, much more headroom, quite a bit of storage, and I really liked the space in here. Also, you go through the galley. Had a refrigerator freezer. Had a switch for the solenoid on the propane tanks, so you could shut that off from the galley, which was nice. There was another head right behind this wall here on the way up to the V-berth in the front. I had done some nice little touches for that. That was nice, and it matched the woodwork almost exactly. Then there's a navigation station here. radios, AC/DC panels, entertainment system, switches for the batteries, access to the engine. Had an ice maker in here. Had a generator. There's a generator in there, which is nice. Something else we were looking for. Had a separate bar sink. Overall, this 1987 Berwyn 44 had a lot of the things we're looking for. Maybe just a smidgen short, but it's close. So this is with Bob Berwyn from Northwest Yacht Net in Olympia, Washington, and we're looking at a 1999 Bavaria 42. This boat is in really nice shape. It is got an in-mast furling, 2-spreader mast. It's actually got a cutter rig on it. There's a halyard that's in the front of the mast that you could hook up to a anchor up in between the mast and the forestay for make this a cutter rig. Got the rear main sail sheets behind the cockpit, so you don't have to step over them when you're going in and out. I like that. Got some bench or some seats on the transom. You could sit back there. Has a swim platform and adjustable rear stay to tension the mast. A ladder there on the side for getting in and out on the side of the boat if you want to. It did not have a dinghy that we saw. Has a little bit of teak accents on the rear of the boat and in the cockpit and right on the chain locker in the bow. Small lazarette right above the aft cabin. Big hatches for airflow or egress if you needed to get out in a hurry. All the lines were led aft. The Genoa winches, main winches, does have a Dodger and a Bimini. This owner doesn't like those, so he took them off as soon as he got it, but it does have them. I saw them stored inside, and they're probably in pretty good condition, seeing as how he never used them. Nice beam boom bang, so you don't, I guess it looks like it has a topping lift. Sometimes they use the boom bang for a topping lift instead of. Looks like it has one ventilation opening there. I would prefer more than that. Nice furling Genoa. There's the stay for the cutter rig. Very nice, very clean, very well kept. Wood is in good condition. taken good care of of this boat. Folding table with a cover that covers the helm. This engine compartment is incredibly clean. You just about eat off of that floor in there. Well organized, everything was labeled. Had dual fuel filters, which I like. Look at the headroom in here. Great rear access to the engine compartment, as well as on the sides. Wood has been very well taken care of. Has a rear head and shower. Only shower on this boat, I do believe. Does have lots of storage here, lots of storage. I guess I'm impressed with this engine compartment. I keep looking at it. Look at that. That is so clean. The cushions all were in good condition. A lot of opening hatches, which was very nice. Hatches had screen covers on them, so you could shut out the light if you want to take a snooze during the day. Very clean, very well kept. Storage in just about everywhere you can imagine. Every nook and cranny, which I guess is pretty typical on these sailboats. They make use of every bit of space that they can find. If you wanted to see how you could get in and out of this a little bit. Would have been nice to be able to walk up on the side a little longer. You had to get it on the end and climb in, but overall it's got plenty of headroom. You can hit your head getting in and out. Plenty of ventilation. Nice head, rear compartment. The doors on there are probably inch and a quarter thick. Galley. Lots of storage, refrigerator, freezer, microwave. I believe it was a 2-burner stove, not sure, I can't remember. I like the catches on those doors so they won't fly open. A lot of hand grips all along those, underneath those ports, all hand grips. Batteries all underneath the port settee. Looks like you could easily sit 4 or 5 people around that table. There's Bob Berwyn giving us the tour. Overall, comparing this with the Berwyn and the Catalina, I thought this had a good amount of room. Did not have I don't think it had a shower in the forward bath, in the forward head. But just look at that wood shine. Very nice. Storage everywhere, of course. V-berth. Using for sail storage right now. See if we can get a look at this head up here. Maybe I got it. Maybe I got it. There's your Bimini and Dodger. There you go. Yeah, just a toilet and a sink. No shower in the forward head. Lots of cabinets for storage in there. Shelves. Again, hatches with screens over them. Opening ports. Very nice boat overall. $135,000. 1999 Bavaria 42 at Northwest Yachts in Olympia.